I'm Michael Lille from Taylor Guitars, and we're here with Kenny Echizen, one of our product specialists here at Northern Lights in Littleton, New Hampshire. And we're here today to tell you a little bit about the new V-Class bracing that we're featuring on our Grand Auditorium shapes here in 2018. Kenny's holding the 914 CE, and I'm holding the K14 CE Builders Edition. We've got a couple little demo things, but first we want to talk about what V-Class brings to these guitars. So Andy Powers, our master luthier and designer, created this, and he's been working on it for quite a few years. And for over 150 years, acoustic flat top guitars have been X-braced. And Andy was trying to think of ways to help the uniformity of the way that the top moves. And he was actually out in the ocean and surfing when he kind of came up with this idea of creating a bracing system that would give rigidity down the center line of the guitar and allow the lower bouts and the sides or the top of the guitar to move with a little bit more uniformity. We talk about volume and sustain, and volume comes from flexibility. So if you think of a banjo head, very flexible, you get a lot of volume when you hit the note, but not a lot of sustain. The note decays very quickly and goes away, whereas sustain comes from rigidity, like you think of a Les Paul or a solid block of wood, a lot of sustain, but not a lot of volume. And so by creating a V-Class bracing system that goes down the center line of the guitar, Andy has found a way to give it that rigidity for sustain, but then also allow the flexibility on the sides for volume. So I'll actually let Kenny just kind of demonstrate and start with maybe an E note up on the third string and demonstrate the sustain of a single note.
Still going.
Yeah, so just it's a lot of long sustain. The overtones, you can hear it, the ramp down is actually very slow. So if you want to play a few more up the neck.
I'll play an arpeggio from E.
One of the advantages that we also learned Andy also learned as he was designing this, was the intonation. Because of the way that the top moves in a very uniform way, it also created this harmonic in-tuneness as you go up the neck, with even some of the chords that where notes might sort of beat against one another and create a little bit of a warble. For example, I'll play an E, third position E chord with the G sharp on top. And you can kind of hear the way the notes really melt together nicely. Kenny has a really cool demo that he does with some harmonics to demonstrate the intonation up the neck. So we'll ask him to explain that.
So I'll play the 5th fret harmonics on all 6 strings, but without the high E string. So I'm going to play the B 5th fret harmonics, which is basically the 19th fret on the high E string. It doesn't warble, which is nice. Always. G. Play an F sharp on the 7th fret on the B string. And kind of does that. Just straight, it doesn't warble. And then on, let's say, if I want to play, or 12th fret, E string, 17th fret, B string. And it's still, they're both sustaining without warble, which is pretty amazing.
And even for players that really don't venture up into the higher frets on a guitar, we've all experienced where you tune a guitar to a certain chord, say you're in the key of E and you tune that E. Once I get it in tune. But as you go through the chord changes in the song, you might get to, say, a 6 minor or the 5 chord and say there's a little bit of tweaking that you need to bring that chord into tune. And this really works up and down the neck, the in-tuneness or intonation. The way to notice a guitar on the wall immediately as a V-Class is you'll see that there's a black graphite-infused nut on the guitar, so all the other Taylors will have a white nut on them, whereas this one you'll see immediately designates that it's a V-Class guitar. Another thing you'll see is that the label is different now. It's a rectangular label with Andy Power's signature. Bob Taylor's signature is watermarked behind it. A nice sort of a way to show the handoff from some of the things that Andy has done in his now 8 years at Taylor. So again, Kenny's holding the 914 CE. We also have the K24 CE, the Alcoa Grand Auditorium, the presentation, and the one I'm holding is a K14 CE Builder's Edition that has a few other features. It has the armrest like the 914, the beveled armrest, but it also has a silent satin finish with koa back and sides and a torrefied Sitka spruce top. You'll also notice that there's a really nice little contour in the cutaway. The strap button has been put on the back of the guitar, and the little area of the body that comes from the cutaway has been literally cut away on this guitar, so you can access right up the neck with no problem. It actually just kind of rolls your pinky right into that little beveled area. Both the K14 and the 914 feature the Godot tuners. Beautiful Powa shell inlay around the koa outline here. And maybe we'll just play a little number together to kind of close it out. We're again at Northern Lights Music here in Littleton, New Hampshire, with the Solomon family. And we really encourage you to come down to this store and check out the Taylors, the new Taylor room, and just an amazing array of many brands of guitars. It's a true guitar shop in the world of music stores now. So it's really good to be here with these guys. So we're going to play a little song that we kind of worked up an arrangement of and see if we remember it, because we haven't played this in a while. So
I'll see you at the bridge.
Yeah, see you at the bridge. 2, 3, and... Almost. Thank you. Thanks very much. Great to be here with the guys at Northern Lights, and come on in and see the Taylors and all the other amazing guitars here. Thank you for that.